What's up? So email opens are getting lower by the day. It's actually interesting too, because I remember when I first spotted this back in 2016. It was really confusing. I spent at that point 5 years building my audience and by building my email list. And then, seemingly overnight, the opens started to decline. Clicks started to go down. I started thinking to myself, what's going on here? Is my email provider screwing me? Is something broken?
Everything is broken!
As 2017 progressed, it got worse. What's interesting is, I was looking on the internet and I noticed that other people were complaining about the same exact things. Their email opens and clicks were going down. I needed to get to the bottom of this. I had to figure it out. My business is primarily driven through email, believe it or not. It's not these videos that I upload every day. I do this because they're fun. But my business is primarily driven through email. And here, I'm noticing the opens were going down and the clicks were going down. What's going on? I'm Derek Halpern. You're watching Planet Derek, and today we're talking about open rates. During this research process, I discovered an interesting metric. It was called the click to open rate. Or in other words, the percentage of people who clicked on a link who opened the email. Now this is the number that was confusing to me because that number dropped massively. We used to get 15% click to opens to 5% click to opens. It's weird. What's going on? What's happening to email? So I sent an email out to Social Triggers yesterday asking people what they thought. A lot of people fired back. Email is dead. There are too many different channels competing for our attention. Marketers ruined it. People ages 18 to 30 don't open emails. They don't even have an email. This was all interesting to me because I could see why people believed this. I mean, just in the last 7 years, think about it. How many different platforms compete for our attention? We have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Snapchat, we have YouTube, we have email, we have non-email based communication channels. What do I mean by that? Like, for example, my whole company uses Slack to communicate with one another. We don't even look at email. So we see all these other different avenues of communication that it seems only natural that email opens and clicks would go down because now our attention is split across multiple platforms. But I actually think there's something else going on here. And it's a much harder problem to solve. I asked people to guess what their reason was. And it's interesting because many of the guesses that came back were the same things that I thought happened a couple of years ago. It's clearly some big change in human behavior that was affecting my email performance, or it was some big change in the algorithm that was affecting my email performance. Some big change was affecting me. But it's actually not true. I look at my own behavior. I stopped reading a lot of email newsletters as well. Why did I stop? Well, the truth is, they started to say things that weren't that interesting anymore. And then when I started to look at my emails, I looked at my emails over the course of like 6 months. I was saying the same things too. No wonder people stopped listening. How many times can I say, promote yourself? How many times can I say, start a business? And if you look at the emails, that's all I was saying. Now this is magnified by the fact that there are thousands of people saying the same exact things. When I looked at 50 other online experts and I looked at their email subject lines and I looked at my email subject lines, I actually put it all in a folder on Gmail, scrolled down, covered the name. I was unable to distinguish who was saying what about whatever. I had no idea. And that's the problem. The problem isn't that email opens are declining. Yes, they are. But that's a symptom of a bigger problem, which is the fact that no one is saying anything that's really relevant anymore. Not everyone, but a lot of people. And since people aren't saying things that are relevant, people aren't paying attention. So the solution isn't to fix your email provider. The solution is to Say relevant things again. And to do that, you don't need to do anything that difficult. You don't need to invent some new way of marketing. You don't need to invent some new way of content creation. You could just do what Robert Collier always said. Enter the conversation that's going on inside people's minds. It's one of the first rules of marketing. You can't make people talk about something. You can find what they're already talking about and try to insert yourself in that conversation. In the last few years, email open rates and clicks declined not because there was some big brother screwing us. It's because the conversation that was going on inside people's minds changed. And our messages failed to evolve with that changing conversation. So if you want to be relevant, the one thing you need to do is go back to basics. You need to start talking to your customers. Start talking to your subscribers. I filmed a video where I'll put it in a card or something over here where you could click it, where I said that each email subscriber on your email list is a human being. You need to treat them like one. I said this about 6 or 7 or 8 months ago. And it's true. They're humans. Talk to them. Ask them what their problems are. See what they're struggling with. Figure out the conversation that's going on inside their head and then make content about that. I mean, even look at this video. I don't really talk about email open rates. The big reason why I'm talking about it is because people are thinking about it. Now, here's what I want you to do. To make this actionable, all you have to do is find a customer, have a conversation with them, write down some notes. Find another customer, have a conversation, write down some notes. Do it with 3, 4, or 5 customers. See if there's any overlap of the things that they're saying. When you find that overlap, make that your email subject line. You're gonna see a much higher open and engagement rate just by entering the conversation that's going on inside people's minds. Now, if you like this video, go ahead, slam that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet, and then leave a comment below this video and tell me about your experience with email, either as someone who sends email or someone who receives email. Is your open rates going down? Are you not reading to emails? Share both. Do it in the comments below, and I'll see you tomorrow.